You're listening to 911 on the Rocks.
It's always a me problem. Hello, welcome to the inaugural episode of 911 on the Rocks, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. I am Emily.
I'm Mandy.
And I'm Allison.
And for once, we are doing something a little different. We are recapping a show that is still on the air.
You know what? I
Resemble that remark?
I resemble that remark.
Sure, it's 9
mad
years
about it.
after the pilot,
I'm so mad about it.
but it's still on air. It's actively airing, and we're talking about it now. And not
And we
10
will
years
not catch
after
up, but that's okay.
We don't know that yet.
So
No.
wait, what reference am I missing here?
Every show that we talk about on this podcast has ended before we like 10 years before we start talking about it.
That's true.
So we can
I
look
wasn't
at
sure
it
if there was-
holistically.
Yeah, this is true.
So
I do feel like because there are 9 seasons, though, I feel like watching like season 1 is like a different thing.
it's a different show.
It's a very different show, but as I fastidiously took notes on, they have retconned other things already as recently as season 9 from the pilot.
I also wondered that because there were a few things even I know that I was like, wait, I don't think that's his backstory, is it?
Nope. No, and I'm not a fan of retconning because I feel like if you said it, it's true, and you don't get to go back and be like, actually, it's inconvenient now.
Yeah.
We're changing it. Yeah, and or also because you forgot.
Yeah.
Just because you didn't keep character notes doesn't mean you get to change it now.
Correct.
So this is 911. This is the TV show 911. I'm not digging into Nashville or Lone Star.
No.
Allison and I have watched some of Lone Star.
Yes.
I actually love some of those characters. I'm not going to lie. The Rob Lowe of it was too much for me.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So wait, I'm gonna like just right out of the gate show what a newbie I am. There's 2 spinoffs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew the Rob Lowe one, but I didn't know there was another one.
So now there's 911 Nashville.
Chris
that new?
O'Donnell led.
Yes.
Oh,
Not
okay.
like
This-
Rob Lowe, but a slightly different mirrored version.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a 90s hunk all over again.
Correct.
80s, 90s hunk all
Or-
over again.
For the sake of listeners, I will say again, I watched season 1. I loved the main character of 911, and then she left, and then I left too. So all of my knowledge of this show from season 1 on is through Emily, Allison, and like my Tumblr dash.
You know what's
And it's
fascinating
really-
though?
What?
You said the main character and you mean Abby.
Yeah, I love you, and also
Well, I mean, she felt like the main character of season 1.
she's
This is
supposed
gonna
to be
be-
the main
Yes.
character.
That's going to be an
What?
interesting point. She is
Yeah.
meant to be the main character.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm aware that like the show changed like the ensemble format like when she left. But in my memory, like 911 had a main character and it was Connie Britton.
It is, and we'll get into it when we start the episode. But we're supposed to.
Yeah.
She doesn't have top billing. She's the last build.
She has that like special billing though.
She has the like
Yeah, she has the and with
Yeah, she has
She's-
the end. She's
yeah.
So I think Abby is supposed to be the protagonist. She's the main character,
Mhm.
and yet,
And yet by the end of the season you're like, wait. Mhm.
Well, I'm curious because I don't remember this, but I'm curious to, and you guys probably know the answer. I know she left because she wanted to leave. Did they know that she was going to leave like from the start?
I would
and-
imagine no, but I have no idea.
Yeah.
She signed a 1-year contract.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think she never intended to commit long term to the show.
I remembered because I remember being like
Yeah.
really pissed off when she was leaving. And then I was like, oh, okay. Well, actually, it seems like that was what she intended all along.
Yeah, I don't know if she thought, oh, this has actually gone really well. I will re-up my
Yeah.
contract. And then by the end of the show was like, I don't love these hours or the
Yeah.
show. I don't want to do it.
Like I did my time in long form television.
Yeah,
Yeah, except she did American Horror Story.
the
That's
Ryan Murphy
afterwards.
extended cinematic universe.
Yes, we will be talking about the Ryan Murphy extended cinematic universe because once you're in, you can never
Wow.
leave.
You can never leave.
Are
So
the
it's not like-
American Horror Show 13 episodes or are they a full 20 something?
American Horror Story tends to be like 13.
Okay. So maybe
And
that was
season
less.
1 of 911 is only 10 episodes.
Oh, I
It's
do.
really short.
That's just how little I
Real
remember.
It's a real short season. And then the COVID season is real short.
It's 14.
Yeah. Okay.
14 episodes.
Yeah. So I don't know if she was just like, because I don't know Connie Britton's like
Anything?
oeuvre. She's a long time actress, right? Seasoned with Friday Night Lights and all that. So,
Yeah.
she wanted to act more. She is going to act more. So I don't know if she was just like, I don't want to do 12 seasons. I don't want to do 5 seasons. Just give me a one off. And then 911 was
Mm.
like, great, we'll have kind of a big name come in and then we'll send her off into the sunset.
I did. Yeah,
For
I kind of
reasons.
figured that was like what they did. Like that, and then maybe again, I'm guessing because I don't remember this that like they try to build up the other characters more than they did in this first episode
They
Yeah,
do, yeah.
because
as it
they're
goes on. Yeah.
trying to set up Abby as the protagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they build everyone else, the backstories up around it. Because in this episode, like, Chimney barely exists, Hen barely
Hen
exists.
barely exists.
She's not wearing
Athena
her
barely
glasses.
exists. The first time I saw
She
Hen,
can't
I was like, "Ma'am, can you not see? Where are your glasses?
can't see without her glasses.
See without her glasses.
That was
Too
the
soon."
weakness.
Yeah. There are other people in the firehouse, and you're like, "Oh, right, it's not just these chuckles that are, like, running every call. There's other people."
Yeah. There's a
And then they
different guy running the 911 call center. I was like, "That is not
Yeah.
my supervisor.
I was like, "Who's that?
Who's that?"
Who that person?" Okay, so let take a step back. We have, in season 1, our trifecta of, again, chuckle fucks. And these names are gonna be familiar. We have this episode is written by Brad Falchuk, Glee,
Oh.
Ryan Murphy, Glee,
Oh.
Tim Minear.
No,
Tim
no.
Minear also wrote episodes of The X-Files.
Interesting.
Yes. But these names should not be unfamiliar to anyone.
Yeah.
No, this is
These
the
are-
Ryan Murphy
they
Extended
are.
Cinematic Universe. We're
Yes,
all
these
friends
are
here.
these are our long-term enemies. Brad Falchuk is the one who got together with Gwyneth Paltrow.
Ah,
They
yes.
are the antagonists in our personal storyline.
Yeah, this is how we got Gwyneth Paltrow into the cinematic universe. He
We love
is
Holly Holiday.
Yeah, well, we love Holly Holiday. So this is Horror Story, this is Scream Queens, this is Glee, this is The Politician, which I think only had 1 season, maybe 2. He's also involved in Lone Star, I'm assuming Nashville,
Not yet.
until, like, season 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our writers, our trifecta of assholes, and our director, Bradley Bucher, whose name I'm so sorry, everyone should know how to pronounce everyone else's names, it's not that hard, I've just never heard it pronounced aloud.
I think it's Bucher.
Bucher?
I think. But again, I haven't heard it pronounced out
I
loud.
haven't heard say your name to me, Bradley, and I will learn it.
The Minear problem.
Right. Well, I don't like him enough that I'm gonna dead name him. So
Okay, fine. It's the Krause problem.
fucking tell us your name, Peter.
Okay.
Yeah. Respect the elders. So this episode aired January 3rd, 2018. So we've already moved up our podcast timeline to the 18s.
Yeah, at this
That's
point,
progress.
Emily was watching this live in our living room in New York City and traumatizing me because she would be like in the living room watching TV and the like promotional material for the show would come up and it's just like the 911 call, like, what's your emergency? And it's trauma and dead bodies. And I'm
Mhm.
just like, I'm so afraid for this.
Just
Aw.
happily like eating candy in the living room and there's like lights and sirens and people jumping off buildings. And you're like, I'm
And
having
I'm
a
just
great
like,
time.
just running away. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my
Yeah.
god. It occurs to me, I think some of the last times that we did that before everybody moved away was during the opening arc of season 3,
Yeah.
which
would've been.
was pretty rough.
Rough times.
It was rough times.
Oh.
So, but that's the core memory I have is that Emily was watching this live and I was running away and I wouldn't come and join this little family for
No.
years and years.
Despite me being like, but they're so hot.
When did
Yeah,
you start
but
watching it, Allison?
So I started watching, you can actually hear when I start watching in Teen Wolf, in the Teen
Yeah.
Wolf podcast,
Okay.
Academics. So I was living, it's like 2020, 2021.
Mhm.
And I was on a podcast with Emily and maybe B and maybe you too, Mandy, talking about those that people get into fic for. and the kind of the fic to
Yeah,
show to fic pipeline. So I actually got into 911 through fic first,
that's valid.
and it was like, actually, I should probably see the real content.
Was I yelling at you that, like, "Why are you reading the fic if you haven't seen the show?"
Yes, you
Yeah,
absolutely were, and I was
'cause
like,
I'm an
"Because the fic
asshole
is
like
great,"
that.
and you're like, "Hey, asshole, watch the
Yeah,
show," and I was like, "Fucking fine."
yeah.
So I did, and now I can't stop talking about it, and it actually got me to write fan fiction for the first time in a real way. The
Yay.
communities around it, this show has transformed my modern fandom life.
Yep.
So
Oh, I love that.
So sorry.
I'm also glad that Emily got through to someone about that because I definitely remember you like yelling at me for reading Teen Wolf fic without watching it many times. It
Yeah.
did not work.
But I'm not saying I'm a purist, I'm just saying I have a strong conviction about root material.
Do you know,
and once I understand the root material, then I can choose to ignore it.
Exactly.
I can
I
take
am
what you've offered as canon, I can digest it, reject it, and
And then
move
you
on.
crumple it up like a little paper ball and toss it out the window.
my
Yeah,
problem is that
we're not gonna talk about my Easter vacation last year. We're not gonna talk about it.
I would have watched the Styles and Derek show, but I didn't like Scott at all, and I didn't like Allison like enough to redeem the fact that I didn't like Scott. So I
Interesting.
tried
Fair.
watching it and I was just like, this show is not focusing on the characters that I find interesting.
Which is how I think Emily and I both feel about season 1.
For sure. Yep.
That's valid.
But now I've
So
gotten
who's gonna
her
who's us?
a summary. Well, the summary is horrible. Emergency responders must try to balance saving those who are at their most vulnerable with solving the problems in their own lives.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
like,
not a great
legally, I
summary.
think that's true.
Beep beep. That is the summary of the pilot episode. The live plus next day viewership was 6.83 million.
Not bad numbers.
Not bad numbers. Oh, and the first season's aired on Fox and then it got canceled and moved to ABC. So this is currently airing on Fox, our Nemesis network.
I also did not know that.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I think what is it? Seasons 1 through
1
4?
through 4.
Yeah, I think air on Fox.
Yeah, they were.
So yes, Nemesis Network. Yeah. So our cold open does not begin with our usual little audio bloop 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 of 911, what's your emergency? Which is off-putting. Instead, we have a voiceover of a woman asking questions. What is your emergency?
In her phone sex operator voice.
Yes, her phone sex
N-
operator voice.
Nice
What's
then
your
voice.
emergency? Like,
Like
hello.
911, what's your emergency? This is Abby Clark.
Hi, Abby.
And
I
this is
think the way
yes.
you guys feel about Buck is definitely how I feel about Abby. I'm
Okay.
like, that is a
Wow.
beautiful woman. I want to see her on my screen, please and thank you.
And do
Correct.
you want to chew on her legs?
I would treat her with slightly more class than that. But and it's just a difference in who they are as people because I do feel
Correct.
like the appropriate like way to exhibit that feeling about Buck would be chewing on his legs, and he'd be into that.
This
Correct.
is fair. I think Abby would not be as
She probably no, I don't think she'd be into
yeah. I think she would be like, "Thank you, no."
it. Yes.
And
No.
Abby is being a very sad lady at 42 years old in her apartment, pouring a glass of wine in a
Do you know
in the
what
dark.
sucks now too rewatching this? And she's like, "I'm 42 and my boyfriend broke up with me a year ago and everything sucks." And you're like, "Hey, you're 42. Let's back off."
It definitely was like, ooh, I was definitely in my early 30s when I watched that, and
Yeah.
I just thought it completely. And now I'm like, hey,
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 hey.
you
For
own
me,
your own place. You have a stable job. You
Yeah.
can afford the wine. You're doing good, lady.
You got a house in the middle of Los
Yeah.
Angeles. Like you live with your mom. Like some of us live with our moms. Let's
Yeah,
hold
yeah.
on now.
The mom dying thing, yeah, that one's a bummer.
That
Like
does suck.
but
I
the
think
rest of it, like you're
mostly for me, it's my boyfriend broke up with me a year
A
ago.
year ago.
2 things. 1,
also
you're 41 and you stayed with a man who just didn't wanna commit to you? Like, girl, question mark. And
I'm
2, it's been a year.
It's been a year.
Been a
I'm also
year.
pissed off because I know who that boyfriend is, and I'm like,
Okay,
no, you could have
it's
done better.
not
Sucks.
though.
Could have
It's
done better.
not. In this
Retcon.
moment,
My
retcon.
favorite retcon.
This
That's
is
true.
this is the best and worst retcon because she's like my boyfriend Tommy, and
Yeah.
this show's addiction to last names ending in e or ie it needs to be
Yeah.
studied. Tommy, Eddie, Chimney, Maddie. I don't know what
Bobby.
Bobby infantilization is happening here, but they all end in ie. Buckley, like
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what dictionary rhyming scheme they got out, but they all end in E. So of course there's another Tommy. But at this moment, that is
Tommy.
not fucking Tommy. That's just a dude
So
named Tommy.
my other favorite naming convention is that for whatever reason, this group of writers, directors love the initials TK.
Yes, they do.
Taylor Kelly, Tommy Kennard, TK Strand.
TK Strand.
Like, we have a handful of characters whose name is TK. And
Insane work.
I have so many questions. I agree. Insane work.
Who got broken
Like-
up with someone named TK?
Correct. Are they talking about TK of Boy Meets World fame? Early season
Maybe.
2?
I don't know. And naming characters is really hard, right? It sucks.
Correct.
And stuff like this, and they talk about it in the podcast about, oh my God, Leslie Knope. What show is that?
Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
That creator works really hard to come up with names that absolutely no one could ever have so you don't get sued.
Yeah.
You either have to come up with the most boring name like John Smith so no one on earth can think that you're talking about them, or you have to come up with a name that's so outlandish that it can't be anybody.
Right.
How many TKs, like, how many Tommies can you name? Anyway, so this can't be a spoiler-free podcast. Let's just put that down right now.
We're gonna try at least a little for
Okay.
Mandy's sake.
Okay.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah.
I
At
was
least a
gonna say,
little.
do I have to, when I'm voicing things I remember or guessing, not do spoilers? Because I feel like some of the things I've assumed are going to be wrong.
I would love to
that
hear
might
your
be
wrong
better.
opinions. That's going to be
I
so
would-
exciting
okay.
for me.
That's the thing, is
Not
that like
even
I would
just-
love to hear as someone who's only really seen the first episode and has just absorbed through the
Yeah.
lexicon, I would
Yeah.
love to know what you're thinking, and I will have to shut my big trap hole to
Yeah.
not leak spoilers everywhere,
Yeah.
everywhere, forever.
I definitely know, because there have been times where I've seen something in gift sets and I'm like, oh shit, I want to go watch that scene. This might be what gets me into the show. And then I go watch the scene and I'm like, that's not what that gift set led me to think. So how
Correct.
many times has that happened and I didn't go look and see?
Yeah. Okay.
So, Andy, do you, as the number one Abby Clark stan on this podcast, do you want to talk about this opening scene?
I just love her. Like, I do think they are setting up a sad sack of a woman,
little
but
bit.
it made me root for her clearly, like originally. And also, I just kept thinking, man, I would be pissed off if my job were setting up these really like dramatic, exciting situations and then someone just like cuts me out of the loop. I think that the way they show that with like the drowning kid and stuff worked really well.
That you're so emotionally invested day after day and you never find out
No
the answer.
resolution. Yeah, like you get no resolution.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
So we enter our first 911 call. Abby goes to work. We get our OG call center, which I forgot looked so different. It just looks different.
Yes.
A mother calls because her kid has hit his head on the diving board. He's not breathing. Tells the mom to do chest compressions and to do rescue breaths, which I think we don't do anymore, right?
No, not really.
And
I
then
loved this. Do you
Yeah.
remember what to like? She's like talking. Abby's
Yeah.
talking to this mom. It's like, we're gonna do compressions. Do you remember what to do? And I'm sitting here going, no, Abigail. She's
No.
never been trained in CPR. She didn't
Yeah.
know in the first place.
yeah,
Oh.
how do you? I don't know. But boom, here comes the 118.
Hi, 118.
We have Bobby in the lead, walking
Hi,
in
Bobby.
pre-peepaw. This is like young Bobby.
Yeah. Young Bobby.
Hen, no glasses.
Hi,
Shocking.
glassesless hen.
Baby twink buck with straight hair.
Hi, baby twink bug.
Abomination. Just abomination.
Speaking
and
of
then
abomination,
Chim in the back
chimney,
with like
chimney
like
with
a
the
middle-
worst
middle
part come over in the universe.
his like deep side part or whatever was happening with his hair. He tells Buck to do chest compressions, not Chimney. It's not clear whose job is what. They're all babies. And then Abby just gets disconnected from the call and we stay from them with a 118 as like, here's your introduction. You had Abby as your intro to the show and now she's giving you the 118. And we stay with them.
I love in this moment that Buck is counting out loud.
I can 1, 2, 3. Like
Buck is doing 20 counts and Abby instructed 30 counts.
I know. Listen,
Okay, guys.
I don't think there's a first responder on Earth who watches this show and is like, yeah, that was accurate.
That's accurate. Wrong.
I hope no one's watching 911, 911 Lone Star, or 911 Nashville and it's like, taking notes on how to do
I mean,
anything.
in season 1, I can see that being like someone might mistake this for being a realistic show, but even just seeing the, like, commercials for later seasons, I don't think anyone's being like, "Alright, so this is what I do if I'm on a cruise ship that gets, like, capsized with bad
No,
guys on board," or
I sure hope
like
not. I do think there probably would be room in a show like this to be like, I sure hope everyone's out there getting their CPR certifications.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink, and then the
I
flashing
sure
number.
hope everyone's getting vaccinated. Wink, wink.
Yeah, where's the measles outbreak episode?
It's a great question.
That's gonna be the
this is
season 9
real.
finale as everyone gets measles.
The opening arc of season 10. Measles.
Measles plus wildfire.
Would that lead to finding out who in the group is anti-vax?
It's Tommy.
Rip.
Okay, so
We
we
have a
have a
second call.
we have a second call. The woman on the ledge. Okay, and then we're gonna do this, then we're gonna talk about vibes, season 1 vibes, because they're immaculate. We've got Bobby, and he is talking about how suicide warning? Trigger warning?
Oh, yeah.
Trigger warning for like season 1 of 911.
Correct.
Honestly. Bobby is telling her that people who survive suicide attempts say they regret it. And then he's like, I've been where you are and I know how you feel.
Sure do.
Sure do. Because if we know anything about Mr. Robert Nash, he's not well.
Yeah, that's a thing that we know for sure is that he is unwell.
But we don't know that about his character yet. And the reveal of Bobby Nash's arc in season 1 is fucking wild.
It's fucking wild.
I love it. In retrospect, it's not incomprehensible, but it is like, what the fuck was this show doing?
Correct.
And he's like reaching for her, and she's like, no one can help me, and just swan dives off of a ledge. And that's 10 minutes into the pilot of 911 is someone committing suicide.
Yep.
And you're like,
Bold.
cool. But I love that about this show.
I
Season
liked
1
it.
of this show
Yeah.
is like, you start out with doing CPR on a kid, he survives, everyone's really happy, and then you're like, and also people jump off ledges and they die. What is going on? And that's something that Ryan Murphy does well, and I hate that about him.
Yeah.
He's really good at his job. It's why they keep giving him money to
He's
make new TV shows.
Good at 10% of his job.
He's
He's
good
good
for the
at his
first few
job.
seasons of his job.
I was gonna say he's interested in doing his job 10% of the actual run of a show usually.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Abby, in her voiceover, talks about how she's more comfortable with those kind of emergencies, other people's problems, other people's traumas, and not the stuff with her mom. And I get that.
Eat your nuggets, get some perspective, and get the hell off my line.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah.
I
His
want
shit,
that
too.
somewhere.
It was funny as fuck.
The
Yeah.
person calling to be like, I only got 6 pieces in my 10-piece nugget. Incredible.
I mean, I get it, but also not the time, friend.
Not the time.
Not the time, not the place, not the person. Abby has too much going on. She's not dealing with your nug crisis.
I would be so embarrassed to call 911 for a real emergency. I can't imagine calling them for a fake emergency.
Correct.
And that's like our cold open is a life, a death, nuggets, and the intro to Abby Clark.
I feel like that's very encompassing of all of our lives. A life, a death, some nuggets.
Yeah.
And Buck Buckley with straight hair. Ew.
It's okay. We started at the bottom.
We started at the bottom and now we're at the top.
We started at the bottom.
We started so far at the bottom. Okay, so we have to introduce ourselves to Church Bobby and the first sighting of his little black book. And Bobby Nash in church, where he is oft going to confession. And the first introduction of our young hot priest,
Father Firework.
Father Fireworks, Father Brian. He doesn't have a name yet, but we know he's Father Brian. And his phone playing Katy Perry's Firework. Classic 911, classic Ryan Murphy, classic Glee. And now we get a little bit of Bobby's backstory. Not all of it,
No.
clearly.
Yeah.
Just that he was, well, he says was, but is an alcoholic. He did some painkillers. He spent, again, okay, I think we do need to preface this podcast and all things about 911 with that the timeline doesn't make any sense.
No.
I do sometimes, but don't tie yourself in knots about the timeline. Don't try to pretend like it makes sense. Don't try to make sense of it. But he says he spent a decade in and out of rehab. He was forced out by the department, and now he's been back on the job for 18 months. We don't know how old he is.
I definitely spun myself in knots about this timeline. You mean to tell me he's known Hen and Chim for 18 months?
Yeah.
No, no.
Yeah.
Season 4 context notwithstanding. No, no,
Yeah.
no, no, no.
Yeah. Where he's still like, we're not a family.
Yeah, wrong. Incorrect.
And then like, where does they're treating Buck like it's his first day on the job, but how long? What?
Yeah,
Anyway,
is he still
I thought
is
he
this
was
still
supposed to be really new, though he's not.
I
Like, he's
It's a great question because later in the show they tend to call their new firefighters probie.
you're a probie for
Um,
a year.
you're a probationary firefighter for a year. And then at the end of that cycle, you get promoted to real actual firefighter and they throw you a party.
okay.
Mhm.
And so in theory, Buck somewhere along the way has a probationary year and graduates to firefighter.
Huh.
Mhm. We never
But
see that.
we never see that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whether or not that's part of these 18 months, like,
It has to be because we see Buck's first day.
yeah, we see Buck's first day and Bobby's there.
Yeah.
Oh, is there like a flashback episode later?
There is. There's
We
a
Okay.
yeah.
we see Buck's first day and Bobby's there.
Interesting. Okay.
So in theory, this might still be Buck's probie year,
Yeah.
which
Which maybe
makes
is why it's easier to fire him.
and it's a little bit extra what makes early season 2 so interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If true.
If true. Interesting if true.
Interesting and true.
But Bobby is just sassing the hot priest and we get his whole intro to a backstory.
Yep.
Like the first third of it.
The first sousant of his backstory. Yeah. And he's like, you find ways to cope with all of this. You got your drinking, your drugs, your sex addiction.
Cut
Oh,
to smash cut.
The sex addiction. I guess we'll get to that later.
Smash cut. Exterior. Buck Buckley in a fire truck.
So something you may not know about our good friend Emily is that she spends a lot of time on Firefire Reddit.
I sure do. Well, how else is my fix supposed to be accurate?
So Emily, can Buck drive the ladder truck?
No, he can't. Engineers drive the ladder truck. I don't even know that he's ever been trained to drive. I mean, maybe they vaguely get trained to drive the truck, but no, firefighters don't drive the ladder truck. The engineers drive the ladder truck. That's their fucking job so that the firefighters can leap on out and do their job. And
Who on this show is an engineer? Are they like?
so
Do they not exist in this world? Is what I'm asking.
They don't have names.
They don't have names. In
Okay.
later seasons, you
Okay.
see unnamed firefighters driving the truck so that you can actually have shots of Bobby in the captain's seat and then the rest of the firefighters in the cab, in like the jump seats in the cab, like talking to each other with the headsets. And then you just have like unnamed engineers in the driver's seat.
So
And
it's not like a full retcon of reality. They're just
well, but in season one,
This is the retcon of reality.
this is the retcon of reality is that Buck in season one sometimes drives the engine. Like, get the fuck out of that seat. That's not your job. They get paid
Probie.
more. Engineers get paid more.
nice.
Get out of
Like-
that chair, Probie.
Get out of that chair. That's not your job. Like, you're supposed to be getting ready in the back. Like, stop it. And some engines, depending if like they're reticulating and whatnot, have a whole other dude in the back, like in that jump seat way in the back, driving the back wheels of the truck. So who's back there? Anyway, they don't have those engines on the show. They just have the single engines. Anyway, that's not your job,
But
Buck.
it's
Get out of the
okay.
seat.
It's not your job, Buck, but it's okay, Emily. He
It's
had
okay.
to drive a vehicle to get to his lady.
Yeah, so Buck stole this truck so that he could chase down a woman he met on Tinder, Grinder. What was it? The app called?
Some app.
Some app. One of the texts say, "Hurry, Mr. Hose, I'm on fire." So he chases down this woman in a convertible. Her name is Groovy Heels 297. And we get an iconic fandom line. Oh, he's also wearing a tie, which bothers me.
Yeah. But yeah.
So he leans out the truck. They're like in the middle of the street too, having this conversation.
Stopped at a red light.
And she's like, "Is this why they call you Firehose? Because he has the truck?" And he's like, "Nope." Now, the headcanoning that this has led to is unbelievable. Does this mean he has a big dick? Or does it just mean that he comes a lot? Is it both?
I'm guessing the scholars on AO3 have viewed this from every possible angle that they
Every
can.
possible angle.
The diagnosis often
Yep.
but it could mean any number of things.
Oh.
I just immediately people were like, "Oh, I got you."
I got you.
Yeah. Yep.
So he proceeds to then hook up with Groovy Heels in the back, in like the cab of the fire engine.
Mhm.
Unclear about whether or not it's actually still parked on the street.
It kinda looks like it's in a parking lot somewhere.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
can I be honest about the only thing happening in my brain in this scene?
Hmm.
It's like, so if they were fucking, did he wear a condom? He didn't get rid of the condom. The camera didn't really break at any point. Is it just like still on his dick and he pulled his like underwear up?
Listen,
Or did they,
Questions.
these
yeah,
are
like,
great questions.
I'm sure the scholars on AO3 will be right on that.
yeah, I'll try to explore their findings later.
Listen, I don't write straight fic, but we can do a coda, a 10-year later coda about this. Yeah.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
My note here was like, "This has to be fireable."
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And they do this thing too where she calls out that he has a birthmark. She was like, "Someone punched you in the face?" And my note here was also like, "Why did we even do this?" There is a
We had
comment in the
we had to
Wikipedia.
do it.
They had to do it. There's a comment in the Wikipedia that they were originally intending that someone calls out Oliver Stark's birthmark in every episode of the first season.
Oh God.
And I was
That
like,
seems
that
like
seems
Okay, I don't actually hate that as like a running gag.
as a running gag. But I also wonder if for like the actor, if that would just be weird.
does
Maybe.
he so is he sensitive about it? I mean,
Oh,
I've seen him in
We've
photos plenty. It doesn't,
we we've never spoken about
we,
it.
we had a
Okay.
long conversation about. No, there's one interview somewhere that I've seen where he's like, it's never bothered me.
Okay.
But that's
My
the only
my
time that I've seen him talk about it.
I
my
do remember
personal
seeing the fandom drama when it got edited out of the
That
photo.
was funny as shit, though.
That was funny. That's my favorite piece of birthmark lore is that the promo photos for season 9 very clearly got edited by someone who had never seen a photo of the cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe done by AI, who knows? And they erased Oliver Stark's book like birthmark.
Mhm.
So he like reposted it to Instagram and drew on his own
Yeah.
birthmark.
He drew it.
That's what I saw. that
I love
that he
him.
drew it on.
Love him.
Yeah. So I think he's chill with it.
Yeah.
But I wonder, I'm glad they didn't go ahead with just having someone call it out every time to be like, what's on your face?
Yeah, but I think it's important to set it up
Yeah,
just once, kind of a throwaway,
totally.
just to be like, This is his name. This is what his face looks like, and
Yeah.
we're good."
And it's a great face, and we're moving on.
It's a great face.
So Buck wants to get her actual number, and she's like, nope, the sex is good, and we're done. Thank you. Goodbye.
He wants somebody real so bad. This episode hurt my feelings.
Yeah. Season 1, Buck gets a lot of like sex addiction. He's like a little horn dog, but actually he spends the whole time just wanting someone to pay attention to him.
He does. He just wants to be somebody special to somebody.
He just wants to be important. Also trying to be important is our man Chimney.
Chimney, angel of my heart and soul,
Yeah.
watching Die Hard.
With his girlfriend Tatiana. I think this must be a flashback because Buck in the fire truck, it's daytime. Chim and Tatiana are watching Die Hard at night. They go back to the fire station and it's daytime again.
It's probably the next, maybe, or maybe
No,
that
because
was,
Buck brings the fire
Buck
truck back.
Then pulls fire truck in. You're right.
So
Probably the night before.
that had to have been a flashback to the night before
Yeah,
because
That's
Chim.
weird.
I know. This happens. Chim is telling Bobby that he's worried that Tatiana is like bored of him and wants to leave. And he's been telling Tatiana like lies about all the crazy shit that they do on the job. Like if someone else does something heroic, Chim is like, hey, guess what I did on the job?
Such a good foundation for a stable romantic relationship.
Really stable. But don't worry, Chim. You're going to get your own story to tell
Someday, maybe.
soon. And this is when Buck brings the truck back and just does like his, it's not even a walk of shame. It's
The
like
stride of pride.
a stride of pride past everyone. And then he sticks his fingers in the food. And I was like, but did no one notice him taking the truck out?
Literally. So Hen is watching the bay as Buck pulls the truck back in.
Yeah.
And did none of you notice that the engine was missing?
Right.
Did none of you think that was weird?
They have like 3 of them, 2 or 3 trucks, and no one saw him get in, drive it out, the doors open. There's like 30 people in there at all times. And he was just like, bye, and no questions. But yeah, so we get our first like Buck Bobby interaction, setting kind of a stage here. And Bobby does this thing where he's like, we got this thing where you call me Pops. Haven't seen that happen before or since.
Nope.
And I give you a hard time for being a dumbass kid. Check. And we went to a Springsteen concert together.
The
What?
scholars of AO3.
What? You went to a Springsteen concert
Who goes
together?
to a concert with your boss?
Not eyebrow mayor. And then he's like, this is not a family, but you went to a Springsteen concert and he calls you Pops?
Actually incorrect, Robert.
And this is not a clubhouse, it's a job. And he's taking the truck out for fuck sessions. And Buck is smirking the entire time because well, we don't know how old Buck is at any given moment.
No.
Kind of hard to tell. We're going to say he's like early 20s at this point.
Mid-20s at best, yeah.
Mid-20s at best,
So
although given his backstory and how many jobs he's had, who knows?
I was gonna say, does the show, in your opinion, like de-age him as it goes on, or does it act like he's older than
I
it would
think
seem this
I think the show just picks whatever age makes sense for the season.
Okay.
kinda, yeah.
Because when we get his backstory, it's like he worked at a ranch and he went to Peru for a while and he was traveling up and down the coast. And then he went to the Navy SEALs. And you're like, but you can't just sign up for the SEALs. You have to be a Marine. So like
The whole thing.
how long was that? Like,
Mhm.
and to be a
That's
Marine, you have to be what? So I think he's supposed to be younger than the actor because you can sign up to be a firefighter at 18.
We're not gonna talk about it.
But I think the show just actually doesn't care how old the characters are at any given
mean,
moment.
Buck
that
is the
is
youngest one of the group.
He's the youngest of the
But
group. And I stand by that no matter what Eddie's bracelet says. I'm sorry. I refuse. I'm Junior Blaine. You know what I mean? I don't care.
Junior Blaine.
I just don't care.
have a vendetta like against Lee specifically in every show he
Yeah,
makes.
I think
Correct.
He's gonna randomly change the age of some character she loves.
well, yes. And I also think that like they're making Eddie's hair worse.
Mm.
And that feels personal. You know,
Feels pointed.
it feels pointed. Like really, that feels like more hair gel recently, and I'm upset about it. But yeah, so Buck's like, whatever, man. And Bobby's like, you're getting written up. I don't really know what a write up is in firefighter culture. I guess it's like in your record. Buck's record has got to be like 10 pages deep.
Well,
Can't
it
be
depends
good.
on how long he's been there. If it's only like a month, then probably not that long.
Yeah. Who could say?
It's getting some additions today.
It's getting some additions today. They have a new call. Someone thinks somebody has flushed a baby down a toilet.
Sounds ridiculous. Surely can't be true.
Surely.
Peak 911.
And yet, a lot of the cases that they have are things that have happened or sort of happened. So they're in this apartment building. And I love it at this moment, Buck's like, I'll race you to the 4th floor. I love that though. I love
Slow
he just-
down, Rambo.
slow down.
Who's Rambo?
Who's Rambo? I love this little idiot.
Such a dumbass. I love him so much.
And I know other people love characters, but I don't think they love Buck leaning bisexually against the furniture.
Full wrecked. He's got his like legs kicked out and the
Mhm.
whole thing. The thing I thought about in this guy's apartment, it was so tastefully decorated for a guy that sits at home and gets high all day.
Can I say something?
I mean, if you must.
Sometimes the apartments and the spaces in this show are like weirdly nicely decorated, and sometimes the homes that they go into are just so bland. So
I
I've
feel
been
like you really missed your calling as set deck.
I would love to work in set deck. I've been rewatching Castle, and the attention paid to some of the homes of the cases they go into, you're like, God, that's a beautiful fucking apartment. And it's like that for most of them. And then sometimes in 911, especially the later seasons, some of the houses are so bland now. And in these earlier
Yeah.
seasons, the sets are they're much more lived in. Athena's current apartment makes me sad.
It's
Oh.
very postmodern.
Yeah. But it also just looks like set and doesn't look like home. Where even some like this dude's apartment, right? It looks kind of like someone definitely lives there. And it's a place that they spent what,
Yeah.
like 2 days filming in?
That's
Like
a
someone
good point. Yeah. Now I kind of want to, or at least in the next episode, pay a little more attention to that. And then so I can notice how it changes over the years.
Some of they don't spend a ton of time filming in some of these sets, right? Like, it's TV show, they gotta book it through these scenes. But set deck really spent a lot of time in some of these houses and apartments and offices, like, really making it look like people were in here. And I think some of that changes in the later seasons, and maybe it's just, like, budget or the time that they have to be in a place, but or maybe the network change. But yeah, this one looks very real and gross with the toilet.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
that was gross.
Anyway, there is a baby in the wall, and our good friend Buck Buckley immediately goes to smash it with an axe because that is
'Cause
the appropriate.
'Cause
he
he's
just
kinda dumb. He's pretty, but he's dumb.
he's pretty dumb.
Listen, we don't judge. No, we have to judge him because that's dangerous, Mr. Buckley.
For dangerous, and Bobby gets real mad at him, as he should.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They do, cutting through some of the action here. They do safely rip through the walls and get to the pipes. Hen is like, "Oh shit, the water's still on. This baby could drown if someone flushes their toilet." So she's like off to figure that out, which does reveal that, well, I guess we have to roll back a little bit because there's a lot happening here. We get the appearance and the entrance of one Angela fucking Bassett as our
Another amazing
Hi
woman, like,
hi,
yes,
Athena.
as our propaganda Athena Grant. And Buck gives her a double take on his way down the stairs, which I appreciated. I was like, "Damn, hello."
yeah,
Yeah,
valid.
Valid. So we find out that Hen and Athena know each other, which is a great friendship that sometimes gets underutilized. Um,
correct.
so Athena's going around the building trying to figure out like where did this baby come from? And Hen's trying to get the water people not to flush the toilets while the 118 is cutting into the pipe. So there's a lot happening to save baby Jessica from the pipe.
From the pipe.
And while they're cutting open this pipe, I mean, babies and me, whatever. But Buck's face during this whole thing while they get the baby out of the pipe,
Oh my god.
this young shithead loves babies.
Man, this whole pilot is setting him up to say 3 things. He wants to be treasured by somebody.
Yeah.
He wants a baby, and he is using sex to fill that gap.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's my boy, my sunshine,
There's
my
the
darling angel.
the Halloween episode has one of his most adorable moments where he takes the girl out of the game.
We'll get there when we get there.
I don't even children are like amoebas to me, like whatever, but that is so fucking adorable. I think about it all the time.
It's pretty cute, yeah.
And his whole like he wraps her in the towel and they're like, and he's okay. Anyway,
He's talking to her.
and he like takes her from Bobby because the elevator isn't there and he has to run down the stairs. He's like, I got you, is the thing he says to Christopher.
Shh.
Anyway, so he gets into and he is a hot-headed piece of shit because he gets her into the ambulance and then Athena has found the mom who is very ill and bleeding out from the birth. And he doesn't want the mom in the ambulance because
Which is not his call to make.
is not his call to make,
Buckaroo.
but he does want to make that call for some hot-headed reason. Well, he's amped up.
Yeah, he's super amped up. He's like running on adrenaline. He's got like this cute abandoned baby in his arms and he's feeling all kinds of ways about it.
And maybe his history of being the leftover child. Maybe.
Emily's not very good at being spoiler free.
I'm just trying to think of why he would be acting like this.
He is acting like this because he sees vulnerable babies and wishes to help because he is a good dude.
Yeah. He's a shithead, but he's a
Even
good
though
dude.
he's a hot-headed little shit.
So they all get off to the ambulance and everyone's fine. And he wants to like follow the baby into the hospital. And this is where Bobby has to stop him at the doors. Although we don't get the door line yet. But he's like, this is the end of the road for us. We don't go in there. We're the EMTs, we're the paramedics. We don't know. That's it. We'll come back.
Buck is just like so upset about it. He's like, but.
Yeah. It does have to suck though, like with Abby and the phone calls, like you don't know the end of the trauma. You don't know the end of the call.
Of anything, yeah.
Do they live? Do they die? Are they okay? Are they happy? To their family? Like you don't know. That sucks.
No idea. It sucks.
And then Athena rolls up on Buck for no other reason than to come and yell at him. Like she didn't have to come to the hospital.
She didn't, but you know what? Someone's got to yell at Buck.
I
Yeah.
appreciated that. I'm like, yeah, she had a task on her to-do list. She was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm gonna fit this one in.
Yeah, she just came here to tell him to his face that he does not get to make those kinds of decisions, and
Yeah.
he has the gall to be like, "But yeah, I do." And I think she was pretty close to slapping him in the face.
I think she should
I
have.
kinda think she should have too.
I think she should
I think she
have.
gave Bobby a look of, "Get your children together."
Yes.
I love that. She was like,
Get your house in
"Get
order,
your house in
Captain.
order." Partly because her house is not in order.
Not at all.
So now,
Hello, Grant family.
the way Abby took us to the 118, now the 118 is taking us to Athena. And now we've met the Grant family. And Michael, look, we got a Michael
Hi,
and little
Michael.
baby May and Harry.
Little baby May and Harry.
And the family is not happy.
No, they're having a bad day.
The kids are worried that the parents are always fighting. Are they going to get a divorce? And Michael has some news for the family.
Michael's like, I want to tell him. And Athena's like, no, don't. And Michael says, I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm going to do it. And his news is Daddy's gay because it's a Ryan Murphy show.
Yay. So this news very clearly upsets at least May.
Yeah, I don't know that Harry knows what's happening.
Harry's kind of small and confused, but May she's angry and confused. She wants her dad back in the closet, and I miss Michael.
Yeah.
I think this storyline is so interesting, but it does take me to a place of rage.
Yeah. Say more.
Oh, well, so they're fighting about, are you going to get divorced? Well, my husband doesn't actually like women. He's not attracted to me. He doesn't want to be with me long term. And Michael bites back at Athena saying, you know what, well, you didn't mind so much when you were a 37-year-old single woman desperate for children.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here going like, hold on a moment, please.
Yeah.
That is not how your story has been told.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Yep.
And I think that would have made for a much more interesting story.
Yes. So I wonder at what point did the show decide, hey, we don't actually want to do that with Athena? That maybe that's not the way to go? I don't know. Because
Yeah, I
that's
don't know.
never
I'm just
brought up
very-
again of like,
Never
oh,
once.
she's feeling and wants kids. And so she settles on Michael. That's not ever what they come up with again.
Nope.
So does you guys can choose what type of spoilers I need to know and which ones are harmless, but does her husband continue to come back and be on screen after?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
Michael's around for a good long time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And frankly, okay, spoilers for people who don't want to know absolutely anything. Michael would still be around if the actor wasn't a dickbag. We
I need
think.
this so bad.
We think that, right? Like, we don't actually know that because God knows what would
Of
happen to
course.
characters and actors,
We
but
don't know. Yeah, we don't know anything.
there's a very high likelihood that Michael would still be on the show if the actor wasn't an asshole. But he got himself
Okay.
fired during the COVID time.
That's fair enough.
For making decisions.
I'm just assuming what those decisions may be, but you can tell me
Yes,
later.
we can.
It's not like
We can assume those decisions and things are written down if you'd like to read more.
Yeah. And
I
they just,
see. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Tried to sue the network. That
Damn.
just happened. Like, the
Yeah.
decision, like, yeah.
Like not that long ago, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anyway.
but now that that's settled, I'm crossing every finger on my hand that they recast Michael.
Yeah, bring him back from
I
the
miss
jungle.
Michael. Bring him back.
Recast
Bring him
him?
back to me.
Is that something they do? Will they recast an actor?
Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
hasn't happened
Well.
yet.
Might as well be the first time.
Yeah, why not? Can't recast Bobby.
Shh, stop making me feel Easter-related things on this podcast.
Sorry. Yeah, when we get to that, the yelling that I'm going to do at you.
At me?
Yeah.
Ugh. All right.
Yeah.
Fine. Bring it on.
Okay, so we take a little peeky peek at Abby and her life and her mom, and she's giving her mom some applesauce. And then her caretaker shows up half an hour late, and this woman does not care about her job, does not care. She says she works for SSI, which is like the Social Security. So
Solid.
I don't know. She has a terrible attitude, and Abby's got all sorts of guilt for leaving her mom with this woman who does not want to be there. And that sucks ass.
Yep.
It's terrible. And I guess thematically, we go to our next call about a woman getting choked by a pet snake and maybe Abby's feeling choked by her life.
Maybe.
Sometimes the calls are thematic to the episode and sometimes they're not. I think this one is maybe just that they liked the snake.
I think it was because it was a cool idea.
Yeah. And they do like doing stuff with animals,
Yeah, they really do.
which is, I mean, let's not hurt animals in the name of TV shows. But pet collector, a snake collector, is getting choked out by a very pretty yellow python. Chimney is full of pop culture references that Buck doesn't understand any of. Maybe that's because he's been spending his whole time having sex, but let's not pretend like people who have sex don't understand pop culture. So I don't, maybe he's been in Peru too long. I don't know.
It's one of the things that the scholars on AO3 have discussed
I haven't read those.
about. So very, very, very often in the show, people will make pop culture references that Buck just does not understand. It's
Yeah.
one of his like character quirks. And as we learn more about Buck's childhood,
Oh, right.
we can extrapolate and make assumptions about, well, why didn't you see this movie when everyone else did in the like mid 90s or whatever.
Because his parents were
Um
keeping him hogtied in the basement.
no, that was season 9.
Sorry.
But yeah, I don't know. The scholars have debated it.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Could be, or you know, sometimes a character quirk is just a character quirk from the writers
Yep,
to make him
sometimes
look
it's
a little dumb.
just a little
And
dumb.
both can be true. One can be true on the show and one can be true for fandom,
Correct.
canon and fanon. I think sometimes 911 fanon especially forgets that some things are fanon versus canon and that they don't have to be the same.
Correct.
Anyway, Chimney's afraid of snakes because some people are afraid of snakes. But
That's a normal fear.
Yeah.
I would love to pet a snake. I don't wanna own them. I don't think you should own them, but I wanna pet one. Buck
I
wants
never
to.
want to feed one.
Oh, yeah. I feel bad for the little mice and things, though.
Mhm.
Buck wants to punch the snake in the face because of course he does.
I think that that's an incredible idea, and I would have paid real American dollars to have seen it happen.
I was vaguely distracted by Bobby's big-ass biceps in this scene, though.
Dude, because he's trying to unwrap
Yeah.
the python from this woman's neck. And maybe I'm just incredibly naive, but I'm like, dude, can't you just like can you not move this python?
I
You have the leverage.
I
I need to talk to somebody who understands snakes more than me
I
because for me, this seemed like a pretty easy approach.
I know. I think there are ways. I mean, Britney Spears could handle a python. I feel like the 118 could too.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Maybe it was hungry. I don't dangle a mouse over it. Maybe it would have been like,
I
"Ah,
don't know.
food."
I don't know, but
A
she was
snack.
real pretty,
Yeah. Us there.
both Snake Girl and her snake.
Well, so Buck is like, "We don't have time for this," and just chops the snake head off, which made me very sad, honestly.
Yeah, me too.
And then he goes full flirt and was like, "It was either him or you, and I always choose to save the more attractive one." And I was like, "Buck Buckley, stop
That's
it."
like, that's and it
Girl.
really is stupid in this episode. Did he just like black out and forget his boss was standing right there?
And
Like,
Hen's just like, "I'm gonna let the 2 idiots flirt." Yeah, he's lost all of his blood has gone to places that aren't serving his greater cognitive functions.
I mean, I don't know, 23-year-old men, are they just they're dumb, right? They
God.
must be. I don't hang out with them, but they must be dumb. I try to avoid them. But can you imagine flirting in front of your boss after you killed a
No.
snake?
no.
I would just be like, I would be crying personally after killing an animal. I couldn't, except for
So
spiders.
yeah, I watched this episode with Charlotte, my wife, and she has actually more recently than me seen the first few episodes because she tried to watch it with her mom, and her mom made her like turn it off because it was too unrealistic. She remembered it, and then she was like, "Oh, I hate this scene when it like started in with a snake," and I wish now I had asked her why.
Because
Oh,
I probably would have skipped that. Yeah,
yeah,
pick the snake. Yeah,
there's there is one scene in this
oh,
series.
no.
Yes,
Yeah. I know where you're
'cause
going, and I'm
Al
not looking forward to it.
Allison knows blood, guts, gore, whatever. I get too detached from like, ooh, I wonder how the practical effects did that. That I just like, I wonder how they made a fake neck to do a thing in. That it doesn't bother me. But as soon as you start hurting animals, I'm just like, so there's one scene in this show that I actually fast forward to, and it's the only one.
Yeah, it's pretty rough.
Yeah. So we'll tell you before it happens in case you want to make
Yeah.
that decision as well.
Okay.
Yeah. If you've never
Okay.
seen it, I think you should see it, but I
I'm
think
too
you have to
emotional these days for
go
that particular kind of scene anyway, so
correct. And that's what a content warning is for, is to be
yeah.
able to
Yeah.
prepare yourself for what's coming and then tap out if you need to.
Yeah, it's the only one in the show where I'm like, "Nope, not you, goodbye."
Yeah,
And
it's pretty rough.
anyway, less rough is,
Is well, it depends on what you mean by rough, because Buck Buckley in this episode proves that he likes to be ridden like a pony.
he it's apparently the only sex he has.
Yeah.
So, we see a fire truck pulled up to a building. The ladder is extended to the roof, which does mean he made Snake Lady climb the ladder to a roof. Did she maintain 3 points of contact the whole way up?
I hope she did. I hope she's feeling safe and confident after her brush with death.
I don't okay, it's not for me anyway, but, like, was she so horned up for this guy that she's like, "I am gonna climb a ladder 8 stories up to have sex on a roof," when
I
she
hope
could
that's
have
just the roof
taken
of her apartment building, that she
could
took
be
the inside stairs.
could be, maybe, I don't know. But
I
Bobby
like the idea of Buck not realizing that's an option. Meanwhile, she's like, "I'll meet you up."
yeah, Buck was like, "Oh, the inside
The
stairs."
inside stairs.
So, Bobby rolls up in an LAFD SUV because also Buck didn't realize that the truck has GPS. And Buck is on the
So
roof having sex with Snake Lady in what looks like the most uncomfortable lounge chair known to man. I love that he's holding, like, his uniform shirt over his lap, even though he's clearly wearing underwear.
clearly.
Yeah.
Um,
Which thank
yeah,
him for that, 'cause it spares me another, like, "Where's the condom?" crisis if we just
yeah.
assume they hadn't gotten there yet.
Yeah, they hadn't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah, and again, so this is early in the season, like with all Ryan Murphy shows, we've got chest hair nips out, only a couple tattoos, and then later Oliver Stark doesn't have to have his shirt open for a good couple of seasons.
Yeah.
Like he's covered up
Yeah.
for a while before he gets nips out again. But this is early, and I guess as the youngest person on the show, you have to pay your nips out dues because
Nips out dues. Poor Hollywood.
am I wrong?
You're not wrong
All of
because,
the hottest
well,
people in Ryan Murphy shows have to pay their chest out dues, and then they get to be covered up for a while. Look at Ryan Guzman when he first comes onto the show.
yeah, will take a minute in
He's
season 2.
naked more on the show than the other actors, I will say, and maybe
Correct.
he just likes it because he works so hard on his abs. Anyway, I think Oliver Stark is more self-conscious about his body in comparison to other people's. That's a headcanon. I'm not gonna go back into it, and he shouldn't be, because damn.
'Cause damn.
Any and he's also twinkified here because he's so young. And then he
Yeah.
very clearly spends, like, the next 7 years bulking the fuck up on some sort of vegan tofu. But yeah, so he's, like, clearly caught out, and he's Bobby's like, "What the fuck are you doing? It's been 2 days since I warned you about this." And Buck tries to be like, "I'm a sex addict." Self-diagnosed.
And Bobby is not having
The
it,
way
despite the fact
Yeah,
he just had a
I know.
conversation, like, a handful of days ago with Hot Priest about, well, people cope in their own ways.
The way Bobby rushed him and Buck had to, like, step back was very
Yeah.
interesting. And he talks about how important the job is and that you're disrespecting it, and, like, you can disrespect yourself and these women, but you cannot disrespect the firehouse. You are fired.
Rip.
Yeah,
Here for a good time, not for a long time.
apparently. So back at the firehouse, Buck's packing up in the worst locker room a TV show has ever been afforded. Why is it
It's
glass?
glass. Why is it glass?
Now, we've never seen the showers in the 118 firehouse. We have to assume they have some sort of privacy there and that this is just where they get their stuff. But we
That this is like the cubbies and not,
yeah, that they're not showering in front of the whole station.
but we don't know
But
that.
we don't know. And it also seems like every other station has a better firehouse than the 118.
Correct. Even though the 118's firehouse is still pretty
It's
nice.
very nice, but whenever you go to other stations, you're like, "Oh, they live like kings."
They live like kings.
Hen comes to talk to him, and she's like, "I think you're a child, and when Bobby first brought you, I told him to get a dog instead, but
I
I'll miss
wonder
you."
if at this moment they knew that they would be besties forever.
Probably, yep.
I hope so.
Which takes us to our final call. Poor 9-year-old Lily is calling about a house break-in. She's got burglars in her house. She is all alone. She doesn't know where she lives
Poor,
because they just moved in,
poor Lily.
and she is way out in the valley in suburbia, suburban hell. Athena gets sent, and they're trying to figure out where she lives. All the homes look the same. Can you imagine going to that place drunk
Oh
and trying
my
to figure out
god.
where you live?
You would never make it.
Two of my brothers live in, like, planned neighborhoods where all the houses look the same, and
Oh,
I
no.
still they've each been in their little things, their cul-de-sacs or whatever for 20 years, and I still use GPS to find where they live. Like, which house is yours? Like, where do you live? So Abby is on the call with her the whole time, trying to get Lily to like, what's your address? Who is your mom? But the mom has left her cell phone at home. And this is something I tell my mom every fucking day. Take the phone with you. Oh, you're just going out? Take the phone. Take your fucking phone. She's like, but I don't
Take
want it.
your
Take
phone.
it.
If you wanted a landline, you should have gotten a landline.
We have a landline.
Cell phones are cell phones for a reason.
Cell phones are cell phones for a reason. Yep.
Mobile phones.
Yep. They're mobile.
Mobile.
So Athena calls her BFF Hen because they need a fire truck to help with some echolocation. Which brings us back to Buck, because he is the only one not busy that day because he's been fired.
Because he's been fired.
And apparently because he can drive the truck. Whatever. But again, Allison, we lived in LA.
Yeah.
The location of the 118 station is unknown. We think it's somewhere near
Correct.
downtown. We don't really know, though. Stations have jurisdictions, more or less. A call comes in, whoever's the closest gets sent out. Now, the 118 seemed to get sent anywhere from Pasadena to San Diego?
Yeah, pretty much. They're just there forever.
Now, how he got to the valley in 3 minutes, who knows?
Eh,
Who could?
we're just gonna let it happen.
They never are seen filling the tank. They never get
No.
gas. And firefighter TikTok has told me half of their day is spent getting gas.
I did not know that.
And yet they never have to fill up the tank on these fucking engines. Anyway, so Buck is driving up and down the streets of the cul-de-sac of the suburbia, trying to with the sirens running so that over Lily's cell phone, hopefully they can get Abby and Athena to hear it to try to pinpoint the location of the house. And if there are any parents listening to this, please teach your children their address.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Write it down.
Write it down.
Make sure that it's written down somewhere that they can get to.
Yeah. Just you move. I mean, I never moved, but when you move, teach your children their address so that if something happens, they know where they live. And eventually, and at the same time, the robbers are like in the house trying to get Lily. Like it's all going to shit. As Petey is one of the robbers. We have a Peter and a Petey.
Yep.
Has grabbed the kid, and it's all going down. And Abby starts yelling at Petey over the phone because she's a badass, actually. And she's like, "Hey, Petey, the cops are coming, but if you listen to me, I'll get you out of here because all I care about is the little girl." And now Buck,
Heel turn, Abby Clark.
heel turn, Abby Clark. So now Buck can hear Abby over the phone, right?
I was confused as to when that transition happened.
It's probably on the radio.
But he was listening on a cell phone, wasn't he?
I don't know.
So he's listening to Abby talk to the bad guys as she gives them instructions out of the house. But oh no, Athena is there for the arrest,
Yay.
which doesn't go well because one of them
Not really, no.
it's not a great arrest actually, because like Petey grabs the kid and runs, and then he's on a motorcycle. But then Buck knocks down the bad guy with the fire truck, the hose on the fire truck.
Excellent. He's using like the water cannon.
Yeah, the water cannon.
Thunk.
It's a whole thing. But they get all the bad guys, and then Abby's on the phone like, "Fireman Buckley."
Which makes me laugh forever. This is like very, very early. It's Fireman Buckley.
Yeah, Fireman Buckley.
And eventually, very shortly, they'll switch to firefighter.
Firefighter, yeah, instead of fireman.
It's firefighter Buckley, firefighter Han, firefighter Wilson.
Yeah.
And it just right now, it's tripping me out, man.
I would love to
It
know
sounds wrong.
what kind of research any of the writers did about the LAFD or firefighters in general.
A good question.
Like any? Did
No.
we do any? Because it's not like it's hard.
They probably like watched a few like firefighter porn videos and called it a day.
Did you
Role-play.
even watch Rescue 911?
No, they watched firefighter porn when they were writing season 2.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I'm not wrong. I promise
You're not
you.
wrong. So then now Abby's talking to Buck for the first time. And he's like, "Oh, you should be here." And she's like, "I feel like I am." And he tells her she's the real hero. And they have this little like moment over the phone.
And on the one hand, I'm glad that Abby got a chance to like participate. On the other hand, like Buck's been throwing his flirty voice at literally everybody on earth this
Mhm.
episode, and Abby thinks she's special in this moment. And I'm like, girl,
Yeah. No,
no,
he just had sex with someone on the roof, and I don't even think he knows her name.
It's
no. He's
okay.
been calling her Snake Girl.
She will be special, and then she'll leave him emotionally devastated.
Yeah,
It's fine.
she
Correct. We'll touch him for the rest of his life.
Look, she's gonna break you. So Buck brings the truck back to the station, and now his strut is not a strut, it's a walk of shame.
It's a walk of shame.
And Bobby's like, "Didn't I tell you to get the fuck out of my house?" Except he's like, "Athena Grant called me and told me what an asset you are." And I said she was half right because he's got dad
And I
jokes.
never stopped laughing. I still love that line.
Bobby Nash dad jokes. And Buck gives him like a little speech about he understands what a privilege it is, and you were right to fire me, and I'm a punk. Whatever. And Bobby's like, "Go get dressed, you piece of shit." And Buck's not fired. So like
Yay.
he's our what's the character? He's our POV. He's like our intro into the firehouse.
Yeah.
We have a little moment with Athena and Michael. Not quite a reconciliation, but she's like, "Yeah, I'll be there for dinner."
Because she sees the family reconciling outside and is like, oh, well, yeah, scary, awful stuff happens and we're still a family, et cetera, et cetera.
Yep. And we end the episode on a Abby voiceover because she is our main character. She's the lifeline of the show.
I love these voiceovers.
The Glee voiceovers.
Yes, the Glee voiceovers.
Yeah, that is our pilot. This is the intro to the show. Yeah. Ta-da.
Yay, we did it.
Allegedly, as fire captain, Bobby can't fire people. He can just like document stuff, and the chief has to fire people.
Gotcha.
Whatever. Does it matter? No. Is
No,
accuracy in anything in this show? No.
no.
I mean, it
No.
definitely would have set a different tone if Bobby was just like in Buck's face, being like, "I'm going to file a report about this that may or may not be taken into consideration by
I'm putting
someone
this
else
into
who
your
may fire
permanent
you."
record.
Right.
Yeah, that would actually be really funny, I think.
I agree.
I'm going to speak to the chief about this.
When I get to the main office and speak with your chief about this,
Yeah, I get grumpy about accuracy in the show because there's things that are like so obviously fix up, but at the same time, it's like, what are they going to do? If it's accurate, there's no show.
right.
If it's accurate, none of them are working. None of them are active firefighters because they'd all either be dead or washed out.
Medically ineligible.
Medically ineligible. Yeah. So like,
I feel like they would also be doing a lot more paperwork.
oh my God, so much
Ugh.
paperwork. Yeah.
Where's their training? Where's their ongoing training?
So again, firefighter TikTok and Reddit says firefighters spend most of their day either doing nothing, sitting in lounge chairs, or doing trainings. Like apparently the 118 actually is just on calls all day. Or lift assists that apparently they hate doing.
Huh.
But yeah, they don't seem to do any training at all, ever.
Ever.
They're-
When do they get better at stuff?
They don't.
They just learn on the job. Is Los Angeles understaffed for firefighters? Is this the
Well,
problem?
they're the only ones we ever
Yeah.
see. Them and the 126.
Maybe that's also just why the disasters keep getting worse and worse. It's just like a butterfly effect of them slowly becoming less competent and more and
Yeah.
more things
No.
in the city just like breaking.
Yeah, there's no
All right, Mandy,
there's no budget.
I gotta ask right now, having just rewatched the pilot, what are your like predictions? Like, what do you remember and what do you like think is about to happen?
I remember Abby and Puck fucking a lot and the relationship.
Eventually.
I remember most of what happens with Abby. I don't think I could tell you. Oh, I remember a rewar going through Chimney's forehead.
Oh, chimney.
I'm assuming that's
remember-
season 1 because I do remember
Sure
Yeah.
is.
that happening. Okay.
That's
I don't
coming.
remember much else. Yeah, I don't remember much else about storylines.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I remember Abby's mom, like, isn't the woman that ends up being her caretaker? Does she stays in the show? Doesn't she?
For a while, yeah.
For a while. Yeah.
Okay.
I miss Carla.
Me too.
But yeah, I couldn't tell you what else happened storyline wise with anyone besides like Buck and Abby's relationship and then Chimney Forehead.
Gotcha. Excellent. Well, I'm looking forward to the development of Buck and Abby's relationship and also Chimney Forehead.
Chimney forehead. Okay. Do we think this worked as a pilot?
I think so. I think
Yeah.
Connie Britton could have carried it by herself.
You just wanted the entire episode in the call center, call after call after call after call.
Yeah, basically.
Just get the rest of these fucking firefighters out of here.
But no, it was I thought it was good.
Okay.
It
No
was
other
a good enough
thoughts?
pilot to get me interested back when it like what because I watched it as it was airing in season 1, so like
Yeah,
it kept me interested back then, and there was no
Yeah.
fandom appeal to it.
that's true. What is funny is in the beginning of things, you have to start a show without a fandom.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's rough. You have to watch by yourself sometimes.
mm, it's a
Boo.
I
different
know.
experience for sure.
It's a different experience, but sometimes it's nice.
Sometimes it is, yeah.
It's just you and a show. Yeah, just vibing along on appointment TV.
Oh, appointment TV.
Yeah, you had to wait you know what? I like waiting a week sometimes.
I enjoy it a
Yes.
lot. Yeah. Also, it prolongs the experience of having a new episode to watch.
It does.
Give me that promised dopamine once a week, please.
Yeah. You have to wait, you get time to think about it, you get time to do stuff in between. You're not like I this, like, fandom gimme, 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 I need to know everything right now, I need to know absolutely everything about the episode, I need to know absolutely everything about the show, I have to know everything, I need to figure it out, I have to be first, like, "Oh my god, calm the fuck down. Just
Well, it's
watch
also
the
like
show."
if you're watching it with a bit of time between episodes, like on a lot of shows, my initial reaction to something is not the same thing it's going to be in 3 days.
Yes, thank
Like,
Right.
if I have
you.
time to sit and think about it, but if you're going episode to episode, like, back to back, you don't stop and think about it. Like, your first
No.
reaction is just, like, your permanent one.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, your gut reaction is often this, hyped up, amped up,
4 in the
adrenaline,
morning.
4 in the morning, like, "That was shit," and then 4 days later, you're like, "Okay, but actually, if I think about the
Yeah.
ramification." Don't let that gut reaction lead you down this path of, "Okay, well, now the show's over, and the characters suck, and they're ruining everything. Okay, let's take 9 steps back."
Yeah. And I think especially with a show that is formatted the way 911 is, it has a kind of an opening arc that's usually 2 to 4 episodes long,
Mhm.
and I'm really excited to rewatch this season as a whole
Yeah.
because we have gone all over the place, and I'm interested to see if there's actually a connecting storyline or thread anywhere
I'm
that I can see. Because right now I'm too disconnected because 'cause I'm watching it week by week and really only
yeah.
in the week that we're in.
There's not an opening arc, there's just the show.
Yeah, there's just the show.
Yeah. I sweeps don't really happen anymore, right?
No.
And you and I talked about this before, the way fandom now breaks up. Okay, that's 9B. The show
Yeah.
doesn't do that.
No.
Teen Wolf kind of did. We talked about this before too. Teen Wolf
Yeah.
kind of said, "Okay, this is 9A or 6A or 6B," like whatever. They kind of made some breaks. I don't know that 911 does that. And I kind of want to watch some of these earlier seasons to see if I think they're just putting breaks in because of the network requirements.
Because of the Olympics, because
Yeah,
of basketball, because of filming for over the
right.
holidays,
And I
like
think sometimes people forget that the way TV filming works is sometimes there's a break because 'cause they're not done
Yeah.
and they need
yeah,
time.
they need time to get done.
Like and the network, right? Like, the spring network sweeps often were because that's just the way things happened.
Yeah,
Would
because 'cause you've gotta do the upfronts and you've got
Yes.
advertisers and things, like, have to go
Like, ain't nobody
kind of in
like,
a
right now,
row.
it's March Madness, like, we're recording this during March Madness. Ain't nobody showing you new TV right now.
Nope.
There's nothing on because of March Madness, and that's
Yeah.
always the way it's been. So, yeah. So these kind of false divisions in the seasons that people are kind of imposing on the structure of the season. I'm kind of curious to look at these early seasons and see how the show may or may not have tried to develop arcs or narrative structure. Because maybe
My
it's just 1 through 10. Maybe they're just like, here the arc is 1 through 10, not 1 through
I
5,
think
5 through
my
10.
only beef,
Straight hair.
it's so yellow.
It's very
It's very yellow.
yeah.
We in the gifting community, we affectionately refer to it as the grime of season 1.
Yeah, it's yellow. And it was
It's
all yellow.
so yellow. Like, I'm looking at that when Athena's in the kind of construction zone in the apartment building.
Mhm.
There's a moment I'm like, "Athena, are like, there's not a huge difference between all of the colors on screen." I'm like, "I know that you and the wall are 2 very different colors, but the color grading on this is, like, not great." It's the same in her kitchen.
She's got the jaundice.
And it's like, "You are not jaundiced, my love. This is not what is happening."
Yep.
It is rough. The color grading on season 1 is very specific.
Mhm.
And, yeah, I always think of it particularly with Snake Girl
Mhm.
Yeah.
because I think she's very pretty, and I give her whenever I have the chance. And I get into that scene, and I'm like, "Oh, everything is yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic."
Like, cool, I love this for nobody.
You see it in the episode, you're like, "Ooh, mood lighting," and then you get into it in graphics, and you're like, actually, no, this is just canary yellow, the whole thing. Why? What choice was this?
Yeah.
Why did you add this in post?"
I'm pilot episodes and then the first seasons of shows are always so funny because they're just so tonally different,
Yes.
but not here in the color grading, but I actually love the tone of season 1 of 911 and kinda wish it was still
Correct.
the tone. It's kind of dirty again, the tone, not the
The
color.
grime. The grime notwithstanding.
Grime notwithstanding, but the tone is kinda gritty for Fox, right? This is not HBO, this is not Starz, this is not Apple, Netflix, whatever, it's Fox TV. Kinda gritty. We start with a suicide. The characters are a little fucked up. One of our main characters is Bobby Nash and his whole backstory, right? And it just gets very silly. And I do wish we had stayed in this more. These characters are fucked up. Some of them are assholes. They got shit to deal with, and things don't always work out. And I liked that because I don't need a happy. The show becomes the wee woo show, right?
Yeah. It starts off kind of gritty and odd and then becomes the wee woo comfort
Yeah.
show, and then in season 8, they take a sharp left
Back
deviation,
to the yeah.
um, to the overall vibe of the
Yeah.
show.
And you're like, "But
And
you
in
moved
season
away,
9, they're
it's
trying to find their footing
and
again.
it's too late, you moved away. You're the wee woo
Yeah.
show."
Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, if they had gone from, like, season 1 into season 8,
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
okay, alright. A couple more people dying in the opening arc, like, big stuff late season, okay,
Mhm,
fine. But, like, you just get so soft and smushy, and then the big left-hand turn.
mhm.
And where they're running into questions right now is they're still trying to find that
Yeah,
balance. Right this second, as we're recording, they are about to start a very dark plot line.
yeah. And it's part of it's like,
Um,
"I don't know, man, should you be doing this? You're my wee woo show, knock it off."
and exactly. And like in season 1, they're gonna hit a very similar plot line
Mhm.
that we're about to go into. And they've again, it's currently airing. We don't actually know much about this plot line right
I
yet.
mean, if you ask the
Um,
fandom, they know exactly what the plotline is.
yes, and you and I have discussed this, and we are in disagreement. Um,
We are in agreement, we and the fandom are in
Yes,
disagreement.
we are in agreement that we are disagreeing with the fandom
Yeah.
at large. It is very dark, and that it could very well have fit in with this, like, grittier, grimier, "I'm fucked up, but still inherently lovable because my family's is still here,
Mhm.
no matter what happens to me." It coulda worked, but you have this, like, 6 seasons in the middle that's, like, soft and fluffy, and you're like, "Oh, okay, but this feels like Whiplash." Like, "Hold on a
Yeah.
minute.
Take me back.
You were goofy, and now you're trying to make me cry, and not in a way that narratively float." This right now, this is all angst, no comfort
Yeah.
Yeah.
from, like, a writer who only writes fluff. Like, this it's very odd.
Yeah.
But we will let the story play out, we will let it run its course, and then we will be listening and judging real hard
Mhm. We listen
because
and
that's
we
who we are as
judge.
people. We listen and we judge. And it's not like we're gonna stop watching, it's not like we're gonna stop creating content for it, like, it's not.
It's too late, I'm in it.
It's too late. I try so hard not to watch TV shows until they're done because of this nonsense right
I know,
here,
I'm sorry.
and yet, you did this to me.
I would be sorry, and yet I don't care. I'm not doing this by myself, goddammit. I'm not
which is why we're all sitting here today.
Yeah. Before the show ends. Look at us.
Hey.
So we'll be back. We don't have songs to rate, so
Oh, yeah.
I know. They played Under Pressure.
You want
Under
to start
pressure.
rating like maybe a 1 to 5 scale for Buck's hair every episode?
Oh, yes. 0. Hard 0. Hated it.
Oh, no. Hold on. No, 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 no. It gets worse. Buck's hair gets worse.
Okay, I'm sorry. A 1 simply because it gets worse.
It gets worse. Season 3 Buck hair for me is the basement.
Listen, as someone with wavy hair, I am morally opposed to people with curly hair who straighten it. I just hate it. I know people can do whatever they want with their hair. You can do whatever you want. I just think people who have curly hair should fucking have curly hair. It just doesn't look as good as you think it does. Yes, okay. People who straighten their hair who have curlier hair, and I get it. I have wavy hair. But it's just easier. Is it though? You're just destroying your beautiful fucking hair. It's beautiful. Curly hair is beautiful. And I'm so sick of the culture being like, wavy hair is messy, curly hair is messy. It's easier to take care of. I know curly hair is hard to take care of. I know this. I get it. And yet, looks bad when you straighten it. It looks boring. It looks bad. Stop it. Big head. I don't know how I came out of the womb. It's too big.
Buck's hair is a 1.5 for me this episode because he just looks like the most chewable man on earth when he's hooking up with Groovy Heels.
Okay, 2 separate scales.
Oh, God.
5 for letting him have arm and body hair.
Amen. And tattoos.
And well, he has fewer tattoos as a person, so the character has fewer tattoos. The paint job they do on this man's arms gives me hives. I know it's hard to cover up tattoos. I get it. It's very hair and makeup. You guys can do a wonderful job. I'm sure you are delightful, delectable, beautiful people. I would love to talk to you. You are welcome on this podcast at any time. We will sing your praises for other things other than the orange paint job. And if you could tell us why this happens, I would love to know. Is it his skin tone? Is it the speed at which you have to do this? Is it the rapidness? Is it the repetitiveness? Is it
the color grading?
The color grading of the show.
Is it the color grading?
Is it the color grading? Like, does it in person look like his skin and then they go in and post?
Is it lighting and then they go in and fuck it up and post?
Like on set in person, or you're like, that's his skin tone. It looks great. And then when you get on screen, you're like, he looks like Cheeto dust. I don't understand. But I know that it can be done because we see it on other people. But it has to stop. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
1.5. A 1.5 for me.
But 5 for the body hair and the arm hair.
Correct.
But a 1 on the hair.
Mandy,
because it looks
1 out of 5. How much do you love Abby Clark this episode?
5 out of 5.
5 for her hair too, because it's messy and it looks normal and it looks real and touchable.
It's so beautiful.
It's so
they'll talk
big
about
and
this.
beautiful.
Connie Britton has stunningly beautiful.
Her hair, immaculate. I will take it. Love
Immaculate.
it. Beautiful.
Perfection.
And I love a redhead. So
Bobby Nash hair, 2 out of 5.
2 out of 5.
Hen Wilson hair, 5 out of 5.
Oh my God.
Per gorgeous.
She makes me want to shave my head every day. Head's too big. Can't
Every
do
day.
it. But
Chimney Han, -2.
-2. Ew. Down. Ugh.
I downvote. I do not like Chimney's hair in season 1.
Downvote. Faces, 5 all around.
All around.
But the hair. Someone contact hair and makeup for us, because like I would love to talk to them about the process, how it works, how the color grading does work, the time. I want to know. And set deck. I want to talk to you guys because what a great career. So interesting.
8 out of 5 on the effort.
8 out of 5 on the effort.
And the talent and the skill.
Yeah, absolutely. Stop straightening curly people's hair. They have curly hair for a reason.
One of these days we'll learn to stop yapping. I'm sure of it.
It's not today. Not on this podcast. Also, it's not going to happen anytime soon. But warning, we're probably going to say mean things about your favorite character. Like if you've never listened to Glee on the Rocks, if you've never listened to Pack Dynamics, we're probably going to say mean things about your favorite character. And it's not about you, the listener. It's about us, the talker, and the darkness we have inside.
Please know that we come at this with unbelievable love and admiration. Yeah. This thing has ensorcelled us.
Yeah.
And we spend our time doing this because we love it.
Yeah.
And want to share these feelings with you and hope that you share your feelings with us.
Do Fandom creations. Like we're in it. We do the thing.
I mean, not me for this one yet, but I will come at it with pure intentions and a lot of lust for Connie Britton.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Mandy to start writing episode codas for the things that we're watching.
10 years later, it's going to be beautiful.
Oh,
I need that. I need
yeah.
that 1 coda, Mandy.
I could do that. Let's hope that that actually ends up being like something that worms its way into my brain. Maybe I could
That would be
finally
wonderful.
make someone write a fic with me again.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see. We'll see if I get there.
We'll see.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening to this inaugural pilot episode of 911 on the Rocks. You can find us at Fandom on the Rocks, the umbrella of us, where we talk about absolutely everything. If you want to support the podcast, you can do that at patreon.com/fandom on the rocks. You will find bonus content. Some of the bonus content is our kind of mini series about 911, where we couldn't not talk about it earlier. And we talk about some fun stuff. But now we're recapping and doing the thing. And then we will catch you next time for the next episode as we work our way through 9 seasons plus of our wee woo show 911.
You've been listening to 911 on the Rocks, a Fandom on the Rocks podcast. For more episodes, including Pack Dynamics and Glee on the Rocks, check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever else you get your podcasts. To support the pod, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Fandom on the Rocks. Subscribers get early access, unbelievably long mini episodes, and even a postcard or two. Hang out with us on the internet on Tumblr, TikTok, and Instagram at Fandom on the Rocks. We'll talk to you later, but until then, don't say the Q word, okay?